It's day 3 and yet again it has once rained as the car is beating nicely and there's now leaves all over it. Fantastic. Jacey's making herself look human and we have a free visitor who's living in here rent free and it would appear to be a big spider. You're probably not going to see that, so we are going to get rid of that. The trusty broom. I don't want to kill it though because I'm that kind of person, you see.
On the floor.
It's so going to land on my face, you know that, don't you?
I hope it does. Oh. I thought he was going to look you off and brother.
He's running away!
Straight on.
It's a tarantula. Come on a broom. Come on in, matey. Let's put you outside. Get off. Goodbye, friend. With the spider deleted, we're going back into York today to do the dungeon. So we're going to get on a park and ride again. I won't film all that because you've seen it already. Now, apparently I can't film in there, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
We'll have to talk about our experience.
Yes, we'll have to talk about our experience and you'll have to just believe us.
Wet himself.
I'm going to get scared. We're going to go on the other side of the walls as well because we've done one set yesterday and then we're going to go and do the other walls today. But first, we need some food. Ham and tea sandwiches. I need some crisps. How can I get crisps?
What crisps do you want?
So I'm gonna go. Not literally. Are you eating a block of cheese, you animal?
Mm-hmm. Ow!
I think it's raining. Oh dear. So with a quick change of clothing to suit the British weather, we then set off. For the second time, let's go to the park and ride. It's like deja vu, we're back here again. What are the chances of that? We managed to get in the same spot as yesterday. So we then paid for another ticket to go into York on the bus and we sat here patiently as we were the only two on it. And we're off.
To the dungeon we go.
To the dungeon.
So right, you can wet himself.
Oh, bit bumpy. 20 minutes later we got off the bus and was actually outside the dungeons, which we didn't realise the bus stop was so near. Unfortunately, me and Jacey wasn't able to film in the dungeons, but we did get some funny photos, of which me and Jacey will talk about later on in the video. So after that crazy experience, we then did a little bit more exploring. After taking a stroll by the River Ouse, we then stumbled across the Micklegate Bar Wall, which is probably one of the most famous walls out of the 3.
So we've done that part yesterday. We're going to do this part now. And then there's another one. Safe?
Well, this looks safe, doesn't it? Wow.
How much do I like you?
Yeah, don't push me over. There's literally like no railing. Look at that.
That is a sheer drop.
Oh, I want to fall off that. Wow, look at this, look. It's just empty, it's just nothing. That's a whole lot of steps. And they're steep and all. Now we're quite lucky because there's not many people on these walls, so thankfully we're not getting pushed along. I feel quite high up and it's a long way down. Should we go in that? I'll push you down there. It's big. I want to fall off this. What have you learned? Right.
No, that they wanted to knock down the walls, but they saved them.
That's a piece of Yorkshire history, you can't be knocking down these. This looks rather steep. You don't realise on camera how steep it actually is. We did it! And here we have Clifford's Tower. With some dark clouds rolling in, we decided it's best to get back on the bus and head back to the car. Back at the car for the last time of coming into York City Centre. We're finally now back in our lodge and Jacey's going to rustle us up some fajitas. You going to cry?
No.
Nigella's cooking channel. Look at me being part of the cooking team! Quick little hot tub check. 36 degrees. Let's put it to 37. What with JC making us some fantastic fajitas, it's now time for us to talk to you about what happened in the dungeons. So the first point of visiting is a York Minster. Then you go on to the Vengeance of the Vikings. The Plague Doctor was where you get to see a doctor laying on there and his organs getting ripped out. The City Ghosts, I then got picked on and was forced to go into a mirror maze, which wasn't the easiest to navigate through. Then we got to Guy Fawkes and we learnt about the Houses of Parliament. We then got to the torture chamber where Jacey was put into a cage and was left there for the whole 15 minutes.
They were talking about how the torture chamber worked and basically told me that my hair looked awful, so that's why I got put in there. And then they were demonstrating to some guy with loads of little tools of how they were going to cut certain parts off of his body, and then made him put his hands on the base of the chair.
And they nearly shoved something up his bum.
Yeah, scythe I think it was.
The scythe, yeah, I believe it was called.
But then everyone, the guy in there was like, oh, you need to wait, you're staying behind, sent everyone else out, and then he asked for my name and where I was from, and then told me I had 2 seconds to run, or if not he was going to capture me.
So after the torture chamber we went into the courtroom, of which we were then told about different stories.
It's like different people's trials and then what happened, and whether we thought they were guilty or not guilty.
So then we went to the execution room, where Jacey was picked on for the second time, where she had to put her head in like a guillotine, of where the actor decided to cut off Jacey's head.
And then made me sign something with chalk, and she was like, oh, this is what you've signed away. I was like, do it, dare you.
After that, we went on to the Curse of the Witch.
Yeah, there was a girl sat in the cage and there was loads of different flashing lights, and then she'd like jump scare in front of people's faces, and there was a scare cam. And Ryan's got his eyes closed and mine are open that wide, I thought my eyeballs were going to pop out.
I was looking at the floor.
I don't know what I was looking at, but I looked like I'd seen a ghost.
And the final part, which is a new part of the show, is called Dick's Back, where we were put into a horse and cart type thing, and the floor and the walls moved around underneath you, and there was wind, and it was like a 4D experience of being in a horse and cart with scary things, obviously. And then one of the chairs which a woman was sitting on collapsed, which is part of the act.
Yeah, everyone just kind of slipped forward.
And everyone slid forward. Then after that, we come out, visited the store, brought some photos, and then we left. Now it's time for our last hot tub dip. I'm gonna miss this hot tub.